PowerPoint is very well done. It's
thank you.
interesting and colorful. You made excellent use of graphics. It's very important because investors get bored, not just in this kind of thing, but they're mostly bored. After 1,000 or two in a year, using a prototype as a thing you can pass around is also a very good thing. It's obvious when you sit in these rooms a lot that the audience very often misses the whole idea. At the end of the presentation, somebody will ask a question that shows that they lost you on the second slide and they never resynchronized. So that kind of thing makes it real.
You had suggested that to us in class. So.
On the product, I have one question on it. As a microbiology co-major, I'm sure you can appreciate that that kind of product needs some way to calibrate to the food that you're storing.
That's
a hamburger
true.
might only be good for 2 days, where a jar of pickles might be good for 6 months.
The idea is, sorry to interrupt you, the idea is that behind it is basically it's just indicating how long it's been in the fridge. And we're trying to I forgot to mention the relationships with the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. They publish guidelines with respect to that sort of thing. So we would possibly not really get a deal, but sort of a deal with them that perhaps they could print out something, we could include it in our package so that people can kind of look, okay, it's been here, and then have a separate reference. But that's kind of a minor detail or default to our product as well.
What price are you going to be selling them at? Like package?
Okay, like suggested retail price of like $10.
For how many?
For one. We've thought about selling them in packs of 3s, but we thought the idea of keeping kind of like a lower price, kind of getting people to buy one, and then maybe because repeat purchases would be expected if you like it. So you have a lot of Tupperware containers in your fridge, but. We thought about the packaging, but we're just going to do market skimming with the prices. So maybe start at about, maybe when we first go, maybe $8, and then we thought, okay, maybe bring down or back 10. We're not exactly sure of the pricing.
It's difficult to sell something for little bits of money and lots of them. You
Right.
might want to look at a licensing agreement. I like the idea. I could see myself buying such a thing.
Okay.
And I could see doing it through something, but I would want to buy it in a package of saran wrap. That it's either a giveaway or it's a special thing or something. So I could see licensing it off to a company that already has shelf
Right,
space.
never thought of saran wrap. That's a good.
Or Tupperware.
Yeah. Tupperware might be, well, yeah, it's a good price point. So,
Yeah.
but there's the fact that you could get these things inside of it, and just one if you bought it, and it was a special discount.
Yeah.
And I could see that they would be used all the time. It'd be early adoption.
Right. Okay.
So,
I like the idea of having a pressure sensitive tape where you can actually remove it from one item to the other.
And just rinse it off, and then it will.
That's a pretty neat idea, but the price, if I love my, Aberdeen Angus, and if I have a pack of maybe 4 of those in my fridge, and each one of them is costing me maybe $15 for an item of yours that's $8.
Yeah.
See where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she has to market it to you as, or you could lose a day of work.
Yeah, or you could, be missing something in the washroom or something,
You're also got the senior health marketplace where you've got people who come in and stuff. The government supplies those things for such a rate. Seniors are notorious.
Right.
Get in
What in there for 2 years?
Yeah.
It's been there a long time. Well, it's still good.
I had a question. I'm a little bit puzzled about the market. I mean, my sense is that this is a relatively inexpensive thing, and I can imagine driving the cost down much lower. And yet, when I look 5 years out, your revenue is sort of $1 or $2 million or something like that.
Right.
I mean, why isn't it a few years out that I don't know, what are there 100 million households in North America, and on average they should each have one.
Right.
So why am I not talking about $1 billion market?
I would assume we took a more of a pessimistic approach, which is probably isn't very good under these circumstances. But
Don't do that with us.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
that's
Because
really
going at the Vancouver market, we thought, well, we weren't sure exactly the market acceptance and that sort of thing. And like we said before, like multiple units. So you said on average one. Yeah, I couldn't answer that right now.
So when you talk to investors, somehow you have to find a balance between lying, which you don't want to do unless you're, enthusiastic, hopeful believable projection.
It's called
So-
salesman's puff.
But, so, you don't want to say that you're going to sell 10 to every person in the country or in North America, because nobody's going to believe that. But, you don't want to be so conservative that it's not an interesting deal. And you've been so pessimistic here about the sales that it's not a very interesting deal.
It could also be too, because when I was figuring out the market, I also took the fact that we were targeting, in a household I took half of the population because I figured half would be female, and I assumed more females would buy it. So that could be why it's more pessimistic too. I don't know.
You're not off by factor two. We're talking about a couple of orders of magnitude.
Okay.
Right? What is sort of attractive is after, a few years out, this looks like $100 million market, not a $2 million.
Okay.
Good job.